Hi, Yasir. Let's take a look at your essays and see what you did here, shall we? Okay, so the first one is about food. Some people think it would be better for the economy and environment if people only eat local food. Let's see what you said. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated on impacts to native economy and environment from using only locally grown agricultural products. This essay will discuss both the views using examples from studies or a study from the World Bank and United Nations, or rather studies from the World Bank and United Nations to demonstrate points and prove arguments, okay? There's only one problem. It doesn't ask you to discuss both views. It asks you to what extent you agree or disagree. So that's what I want you to answer here in your introduction. It's important to do that. It asks you very directly for your opinion, so really do try to give that in your introduction. So, there is ample evidence to suggest that self-sufficiency on basic needs like food is a primary requirement for most economies to grow. By this way, firstly, it increases total currency reserve of the country by diminishing monetary requirement for our basic needs. A basic need, okay, fine, basic need, that is food, provides opportunity to the government for the purchase of secondary needs like technology. Okay. Secondly, as the agriculture industry is a never-ending venture, it creates sustained job opportunities in the country, at least in one field. Investment by World Bank to support farmers in poor South Asian and African countries illustrates the importance of using local crops and vegetables in the country's economic development. In addition to this, I don't know what you mean here, economy? Oh, okay. In addition to this economic help, it plays a major role in maintaining the local ecosystem as well as decreasing greenhouse effects such as deforestation. Okay, you lost me here with the grammar. Let's, I don't know what you're trying to say. In addition to this economic help, it plays a major role in maintaining the local ecosystem as well as decreasing greenhouse effects, as deforestation is a vital part of local vegetable production. Okay. You know what's happening? It's just you've got a lot of different things happening in this sentence essentially, and there's no punctuation at all, and so that makes it difficult. So let's try it one more time, okay? In addition to this economic help, it plays a major role in maintaining the local ecosystem as well as decreasing greenhouse effects. Full stop. This is because deforestation is a vital part of local vegetable production, and the United Nations has already proved this fact. All right, well, that kind of ended a little suddenly. I would have liked maybe a little bit more there. But okay. And also, one other thing I wanted again is a kind of closing statement to this paragraph so you can link it back to the initial sentence. Okay. Now, I'm just going to stop at your first word. Although cannot be used like this. It can't just be although, comma. You have to have it with a clause. So it needs at the very least a subject and a verb. Let's try that again. Although being self-sufficient for food may act as a foundation for economic development in most parts of the world, comma, it is not the case in certain geographical regions which do not have basic requirements like soil conditions and weather forecasts. Therefore, in the name of using only local foods, if we start to invest in agriculture, it will create rather detrimental effects on its economy and environment both. One example is most of the Middle East countries, capital, with all desert landmass, which are certainly not going to help the local economy if they invest heavily in agriculture and industry. Okay. so what does that mean, essentially? I think what I would have liked here is maybe just a little more illustration of what kind of cost it has to the economy and to the environment if such investment were to occur, okay? Just maybe a little more extension. And then, of course, you need a conclusive statement here to that paragraph. All right, so from the arguments and examples given, I believe besides certain geographically and ecologically constrained areas, I don't think you mean this, use of locally grown crops and vegetables only plays a vital role for the economic growth at the same time. Okay. Use of locally grown crops and vegetables only plays... Use of locally grown crops and vegetables plays a vital role. Yeah, don't say only. Plays a vital role for the economic growth at the same time protects the environment as well. Okay. I tried to fix it up a little bit grammatically so it read a little more easily. You could see that I stumbled over it a couple of times, so I think that makes it better. Essentially what I wanted you to do is I wanted you to give your viewpoint, like I said, in your introduction as well. It's important that your position is clear throughout the essay, and throughout means from the beginning to the end. Let's see. I also would have recommended reversing the paragraphs because it seems like this one was stronger. You said essentially that, yeah, there are some regions where this isn't possible, but on the whole, yeah, when we can, we should. Okay, so that being the case, this was the stronger paragraph of the two, and therefore it should go to the bottom. That's how we write our paragraphs. We anchor the stronger one. We put it at the end towards our conclusion, and we put the one that we don't support quite as much here. All right, there are some good elements to this essay. There are a lot of things that you did right, but there were some areas, like I said before, that I stumbled over, so I want you to work on some of these areas, kind of try to write a little more clearly, see which areas I had trouble kind of deciphering, and also use some commas. I don't think you used many at all. Okay, so go ahead and correct that, and let's look at your task 1. All right, and here it is, your task 1, your letter to Albion. Let's see what you wrote. Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing this apology letter in response to your request for an explanation regarding my absence in the final semester exam of BBS course and not our coveted, get rid of that word, in our Albion University, capital U. I am Yasir Shretha with class roll number this batch. Okay, I don't see the case number, so be careful with that. Sir, as I had informed the administration department, get rid of the in, as well on the next day of the statistics paper exam, on this date, that day, okay, I was having severe diarrhea with dehydration and therefore could not appear at the statistics exam. Get rid of the and. We don't start sentences with and. From the department, I was informed I would be given another exam date upon submission of a medical certificate from the clinic where I was treated in the inpatient department. Don't put a comma here. As the hospital has delayed giving me the medical certificate, I could not, we don't put contractions in formal letters, I could not submit it on the due date, for which I feel ashamed and extremely sorry. No, let's not talk about shame in a formal letter, all right? Instead, let's just say, for which I deeply apologize. Okay? Now I have already received my medical certificate from the clinic, therefore I have attached the same with this letter and hope for the next exam dates for statistics as soon as possible. Okay. Obviously I had a lot of trouble with the grammar. I had to correct quite a bit of it pretty much throughout the letter. Apart from that, I want to talk about some other things that were a little problematic. First of all, Dear Sir, Madam is fine, but when you don't know the name of the person you are writing to, you must end your letter yours faithfully. Okay, that's the first thing. And that's pretty important because you have to use the right format for a letter. Okay. The other thing that I want to talk about was this possible resolutions. It asked for resolutions, not one resolution like you gave me here. Where was it? Here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, hoping for an exam date. But resolutions, plural, more than one suggestion. So you could have said, in order to rectify this situation, I offer the following suggestions. I could either resit the exam on a date of your choice, or I would be happy to submit a thesis paper on the subject of statistics and I don't know, whatever. Okay? So that would be resolutions. So more than one, not just one. The other thing is, and I mentioned it in the beginning, was this. You only partially dealt with this as well. So you gave me your name, great. You gave me your student number, great. But you did not give me the case number. Okay? So you have to include those. Otherwise, look what happens. Do you see this? This is the band descriptors for task 1, the public version. And you can see here in band 5 for task achievement, it says, presents but inadequately covers key features or bullet points. So that's what's happening when you don't complete absolutely everything in those bullets. All right? So be aware of that and keep it in mind when you're writing further letters that you absolutely have to make sure you cover everything. Okay, so go ahead and correct these now. Yasir, return them back to us corrected, add to your error correction list, and write us a new set of essays. We're looking forward to them, so we'll let you get to it. Okay, good luck to you.